ready.
Finally, after so long, I can finally present to you every single clone officer in the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars scale. It took me a little bit to get this. Largely, I was missing some of the pre-posed versions, as well as this beautiful pack back here, which I just recently bought off of eBay, and then right after I purchased it, the eBay seller messaged me, and he's like, hey, I recognize your username. I love your videos. So check out Sir Mathus down in the description below for making this video possible. He actually does some really awesome reviews on some World War II 1/6 scale action figures, if that's your thing. He's got some awesome videos there. He also has collection videos. He does Star Wars stuff. Really awesome channel. Check him out. And this video would also not be possible with the assistance of various people as well, who have sent me things in the P.O. box and sold me some other clones that I didn't have yet. But particularly, I want to thank Sir Mathus for selling me, or is it Mathus? I'm going to say Mathus, for selling me the final thing I needed. So yes, these are the Clone Sergeant, Clone Captain, Clone Commander, and Clone Lieutenant. To be in actual order of their rank and hierarchy, it would be Clone Sergeant, Clone Captain, or actually be Clone Sergeant, Clone Lieutenant, Clone Captain, and Clone Commander. But I did it in the same order as they are in the box here. So I'm going to talk about the individual molds they've done, because a lot of these are mold brothers. Like saying here, this mold, the classic articulated mold, all of them had it in the clean versions as well as the battle damage versions. The pre-posed figures, every single one got a pre-posed figure. The removable helmet figures, only the commander and the lieutenant got those. For the kind of more articulated sort of older clone, the lieutenant, the commander, and the captain got that, but the sergeant did not. And for the vintage collection versions, the sergeant and the lieutenant got those, but the captain and commander did not. And I think that pretty much covered all of that. So it's kind of funny how we didn't get everything for everything. We still need a vintage collection version of the captain and the commander. We're not going to get the rest of... We're not going to get, like, removable helmet, captain, and sergeant. But still, it's interesting how they kind of picked and selected what to make. The sergeant and the captain had the least amount of figures, only having 4 unique figures each. However, the commander had a whopping 5 unique figures, and the lieutenant had the most, 6. The reason the lieutenant had the most is because the lieutenant has the same amount as him, except he also has the vintage collection version. So that gives him 6, which is the most amount out of all these, which is good, because the lieutenant's my favorite. Because blue's my favorite color. Of course, the lieutenant's my favorite. So I just want to go over the individual molds, just kind of talk about them. So some of these might be a little yellowed, I'm sorry. But some of them I've got newer versions of, so they're not yellow anymore. So these are the articulated mold. Just showing these ones off here. You can see there's the lieutenant. He looks really nice. I love that blue. I love that one. And then here is the nice white commander that I got in the P.O. box. And probably the most insane P.O. box episode ever. Kind of lost my mind in that one. Optimus, I'm your biggest fan. Anyways, here is the captain. I love this one. I love the red. It's almost like a burgundy. Really love the red on him. Then here is my yellowed sergeant. I should probably get around to getting a new one. Or just trying to... If you guys know where I can get a higher solution of hydrogen peroxide, let me know. Because I didn't use a very high solution. I'm not sure if that would have been the problem. But I want to try a higher solution of hydrogen peroxide. I don't care if I ruin my figures at this point. I just want to try to get them white again. So articulation on these, let's not show it on that. Let's show it on the commander, because he hasn't gotten enough limelight, obviously. So he has ball joint at the head, ball hinge at the shoulders, ball hinge at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, nice ball joint at the waist, ball joint at the waist there, which is pretty much just a swivel. Legs can move forward, even though it does kind of split them out a little bit, but they can move forward. Ankles and knees, even though I talked about them in the inverted order. Oh well. But yeah, I really love this figure. And as you can tell, they're the same as those. Oh my gosh. So just zooming out as I put the other ones away, that is the Entertainment Earth Battle Damaged 4-pack. You could also get the non-battle damaged version, which is basically these guys. There may be a slight difference in the sizing and positioning of the little dots on the chest, but you know what? I cannot care about that, okay? There's some things I cannot care about, and that is one of them. I am sorry. But yeah, the ones in this 4-pack here, you can see they have a little bit of battle damage. Looking at each individual figure, you can see the sergeant right there. He has battle damage right there on the chest and on the leg. And then the captain on the chest and on the leg. You get the gist right there on the leg and right there on the chest, right over the dots. And then right there on the lieutenant. Look at that lighting, man. That looks so sweet. Thank you so much, Sir Mathus. Seriously. Oh, I love this set. I'm keeping it in the package, actually, because I don't need more lieutenants for my army. Oh, I knocked something over. I don't need more officers for my army out of the box. So I'm keeping these guys in the box there. Look at that. Virtually indistinguishable from one another, clone troopers are identical in physical appearance, mental capability, and stamina. Part of a clone army, they are grown in the cloning facilities of Tipoca City, a luminescent city of industry emerging from the raging seas of Camino. Although clone troopers share the same modified genetic code, their genetic structure has been altered to make them less independent than their genetic host, and their growth has been accelerated to twice the rate of normal human. Grown and trained specifically for military combat, Clone Army was mysteriously commissioned 10 years earlier. Ooh. I'm sorry, I had to read that. I love stuff like that. Anyways, as we can see, we've had some casualties, but that's okay. We're going to be talking about them anyway. So let's talk about the semi-articulated mold next. With the lieutenant here. So the lieutenant, some of these guys were released in 2-packs, like value 2-packs. I think that was the case with the lieutenant and the commander. You can see he's got pretty decent articulation, not the best, but you can move him. You know, you can at least move him. He can move, just not the greatest. He dropped his weapon when he fell, unfortunately. Yeah, there's the lieutenant there. He looks nice. Then here's my... Ooh, oh my gosh, I keep knocking everything over. Here is my commander, who I need to try to de-yellow again. He got even worse after I treated him in a less solution of hydrogen peroxide. I believe it was official opinion that sold me this. Thank you very much. Come on, get in focus. There we go. I really love the yellow on him. Not the yellowing, but the yellow paint, which I don't even think is in focus right now. But yeah, that looks really nice, man. It looks slick. Not Sergeant Slick, because we don't like Sergeant Slick. Yo, don't hate on Commander Fox, man. Hate on Sergeant Slick. He sucks. Screw Sergeant Slick. And then this was a single-carded release back in 2002. I think they just called it the Clone Trooper. But of course, we know it as the Clone Captain. And it looks nice, man. It looks nice. I believe he came with like a little rock he could step on. But I think I'm using that rock with something else right now. So, yeah, it's cool. He came with a little rock. Alrighty, so let's talk about the pre-posed ones. So this is the pre-posed Sergeant. You can see right there, he's kneeling down. He's looking pretty... Anyways, yeah, you can't really move him beyond that. Oh my gosh, I'm fighting burps right now because I just had Buffalo Wild Wings. Here's the laying down Clone Captain. You can see he's got way more of a brighter red than like the burgundy of the articulated one. But you can see he still looks nice, still has the dots there. He's laying down. He's kind of like a snipper. And then right here we have... Actually, J4, it's pronounced sniper. Shush. Then right here we have the commander, which is kind of... Oh my gosh. Oh, his head fell in the vent. Oh, oh, okay. There we go. I got the head. I filmed myself getting the head back. If you want to watch that, it's at the end of the video. But yeah, his head clearly comes off very easily. But he's just kind of in a pre-posed firing position. He also was supposed to come with binoculars. I didn't get binoculars with mine, but I do have the binoculars with the normal white trooper. You'll just have to see those when I talk about every pre-posed Phase 1 clone, which will probably be soonish. I'm surprised I haven't gotten around to that yet. So he doesn't like standing up too well, but that's okay. And then that pretty much just leaves us with the removable helmet ones and the Vintage Collection ones, which are also a removable helmet. But this was in the Evolution set. This is the Evolution set Clone Commander. He also had a Clone Pilot helmet if you want to make him a combat engineer from Star Wars Battlefront, which I think is really cool. I actually have two of this guy. One of them is the combat engineer. You can put the helmet on, and then honestly, man, this is my favorite commander. This is my favorite. This is my favorite commander to have. I love the removable helmet. I love how it looks for some reason. I'm just a big fan of how it looks. It's not that accurate, but something about it, man. And this is my favorite lieutenant as well. This was in the Attack of the Clones commemorative set. It's just... I actually kind of want a second one of this figure. You can see same removable helmet right there. So he was in the commemorative set, and he was in the Evolution set. But those are the removable helmet ones. The articulation on this is the same as the articulated clones, besides nothing at the waist there. It's actually just a repaint of the clone pilot mold that I've discussed in previous videos. But yeah, there's that one. And then the very last one is, of course, the Vintage Collection one. Even though technically he was in the Vintage Collection, the Lieutenant, the Sergeant was in the Black Series. So here is the Lieutenant. This is actually really unique because this one uses like a lighter blue. You can see the blue's lighter on the Vintage Collection one. I actually really do like the Phase 1 Vintage Collection clones. I just don't like the Phase 2 helmets they give them. You can see right there, same kind of non-Tamora Morrison head. I wish they would stop using that. But overall, it looks nice. I've shown this mold off before. The articulation's really stellar on it. It's just a little too slender for my liking. I wish it was just a little bulkier. Wish it just had a little bit more heft to the armor. Looks like the clone underneath would have to be really skinny to have this armor on. Because even with the armor on, he looks really skinny. So there's that one. Please don't fall. Oh my gosh. And then lastly, we have the Black Series Clone Sergeant, which has a very deep green. You can see the green's really deep on him. It's almost like a moss green, which is interesting. You can see removable helmet yet again. It's really nice figure, man. You can see the articulation, how it moves. He has hinges at the wrist there, which I really like. And I think that'll do it. I think that's all the colored officers. Wait, is that the freak? Oh my gosh, I can't. Let's do an insert showing off the ones I forgot. I forgot the. Oh my gosh, I forgot the Tartakovsky ones. Yeah, I can kind of believe why I forgot these because they were at a different part of the shelf. But you know what? I was editing the video, and as I was editing, I realized I totally forgot these guys. Of course, there's already someone in the comments who told me you forgot the old animated ones. And please laugh at them and ridicule them for not knowing better than to comment at the end of the video, not while you're still watching it because you haven't finished watching the video yet. You don't know if something else is going to happen. But yeah, these are the freaking Tartakovsky clones. They only made the lieutenant, the commander, and the captain. They did not make the sergeant. So that's very irritating. I'm going to show off the lieutenant here because his legs are warped and he doesn't want to stand. So that's great. But yeah, they all come with a basic kind of gun right there. And I really love the look of them. You can see, look at that nice blue. And then the articulation's really basic. Only a ball joint at the head, swivel at the waist, and swivels at the arms. That's all you can do. This is kind of the default pose he's supposed to have. Kind of DC up and then just, you know, looking cool. But you can also kind of have him firing if you really want him to. You can also have him punching if you want him to. But at the end of the day, this is what he's meant to do. He's meant to stand there and look pretty. Well, stand there is kind of debatable because the lieutenant doesn't like standing because his legs are warped. But there's the lieutenant. Here's a close look at the captain. Really love the shades of red and colors in general on these guys. So there's the captain, then of course the commander. The commander is one of the coolest looking ones. Can't believe they didn't make the sergeant. Can't believe that. But you know what? It's okay. At least we got 3 of them. I'll probably end up making a custom sergeant at some point. But there we go. There's those ones. No, I wasn't going to remake the entire video and add these guys in the group shot because I cannot be bothered to do that. You know how long it took to take all those guys off my shelf? It took a long time, okay? Anyways, there's the interjection. I did not forget these guys. Oh, well, I did forget these guys, but I didn't forget them entirely. I remembered later, so that's nice. Anyways, let's finish up the video and, well, let's just... I need to sleep. It's like 1 a.m. I call them the M&M clones because I'm pretty sure all these colors are in the M&M library. So they're the M&M troopers to me. I really like them. Unfortunately, there's no orange one, but technically if you would bring in the 212th, it would be. And no, I did not count the Clone Wars 501st or Green Company 41st Elite because they don't have the dots, they don't have the full stripe that goes from the mohawk of the helmet down to the visor. They're not the lieutenant and the sergeant. So that's why they're not here. But there we go. That's every clone, sergeant, captain, commander, and lieutenant. I love this collection. I'm happy I could finally complete it. Thank you again, Sir Mathus. Thank you again, Official Opinion. Everyone else who has sent me some clones to complete this set and that are showcased here. It wouldn't really be possible without you guys at this point. Getting every clone ever. I'm really grateful. The quest continues, and we are nearing the completion. I'm hoping at the end of next year I will have them all. We will see, though. Fingers are crossed. Anyways, guys, there we go. Those are all the clones. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links down in the description below, as well as my P.O. Box address. Have a good day, guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. May the force be with you. Blah-de-blah. I need to digest all this Buffalo Wild Wings and burp it all out, I guess. I also need to put all these clones away, too. Can't forget that. Okay. Alrighty. I see how it is. His head fell in the vent. Okay. Okay. I see what's going on. So, okay. Okay, what's in there? Oh, is this a Galactic Battle Game die? What's that? I haven't looked in this vent in so long. I don't even see. There's his head. Okay. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. This is gonna be at the end of the video, so you people that don't care, we'll just get this. Oh my gosh, there it is. Okay. Man, my hand is huge. I have a big man hand. Oh my gosh. Do I have it? Oh. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's his head. His head has been retrieved. Okay, let's go back up.